Who is Peet Montzingo?
No one cares.
People are like, he's a paranormal investigator. I'm just like, I mean, I guess. I don't really know. I do heartwarming family videos. I do prank videos. I do paranormal investigations. I do music. Like, who the f is Peet Montzingo?
Who the f is Peet Montzingo? Insufficient results. Need more information. What would you change about yourself?
To have a dad bod.
What do you hope for?
I want to be the first redhead on Mars. Please.
Seriously?
It's the color of my hair. I should be there.
No. How do you like your steak?
I don't eat steak.
Gold or silver?
Crypto.
Your answers make me want to throw up. Something you own that's embarrassing.
A nose trimmer.
Favorite food?
Pokey.
The last person you touched?
My mom. Who writes these questions?
You wrote them, dumbass.
So, okay, enough of that.
Why do you want to stand out?
Since my family are all little people and I grew up in that, obviously I'm gonna feel like I don't belong in some way. Even if I feel super loved or whatever, like there's always a little piece of me that won't truly understand what it's like to be different like them. Like my whole family have had so many medical problems. That's just what comes with dwarfism. And when we would go out, a lot of people would remember my whole family, but they would be like, oh, who are you? And I'd be like, I'm the other son. I'm so unmemorable in just my family that I think it made me really want to just completely stand out because my family were always recognized for being different and got a lot of attention. So now I'm like, oh, I need to be different now so that I can equal that. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way because I like who I am and I think it happened for a reason.
Okay, that's enough. Tell us about your mental health.
I struggle a lot with ADHD and anxiety. Speaking of ADHD. I'm just kidding. Stop. I had a birthday last week and I was feeling like so anxious because I'm like, that's one less year that I have to complete all the things that I want to do in my life. I just want to have a chance to give the world what I can give. I want to do something that rocks the boat, to just push boundaries and have adventures. And I actually have this. Oh my God. Every day is a new adventure. I want to create like a community like that where we can all just be ourselves and have fun and just forget about this shitty world we live in.
How often do you cry?
I don't cry that often, but the weirdest things make me cry. So I went to Disneyland a few years ago with my mom and we did Single Rider on Soarin', which is this ride where you kind of like fly through the world and like experience things. It's just like a big screen, but you can smell things and like feel the air and it's just really intense. Right at a certain point, it was like sensory overload. So I just started like crying and everyone around me was like, what is this problem? But I was like a mess. And it's like nothing sad was happening. I'm like flying over cows and oranges. Like, why am I crying? But when I got off the ride and I met back up with my mom, she was in tears too. And I was like, why are you crying? And she's like, well, it's just like when we were flying over the oranges and the cows, I just lost it. And I'm like, me too. God, I'm such my mother's child.
What's something you are proud of?
I mean, I'm just one big kid at heart and I have no shame in that. I have a ball pit, I have an ice cave that I sleep in. Everything in like my house is super bright colors or really weird. The reason why I even moved into a loft in downtown Los Angeles is just because I wanted to look like I lived in a parking garage. I mean, I don't know why, it just brings me so much joy to know that I can and I did. So
wait, why the ice cave?
Because it forces me to not have a one-night stand or be in a relationship because who's gonna wanna climb up a rope to a bed? You know what I mean? It keeps me focused on the things that I wanna accomplish and it's fun at the same time. Look at my phone case, it's a Game Boy. I mean, how fun. You can actually play it. There are like 50 games on there. It's like Mario and I don't know what else, that's all I play.
Do you like movies?
I'm one of those people who will watch a movie like for the 25th time just to see the other person's reaction when they're watching the movie. Not really that dramatically, but like this. But I know some of you do that too, so don't give me any for that.
Favorite drink?
So I have this one drink at Starbucks that I call crack cocaine, and I made it up. It's 4 shots of espresso, 3 pumps of toffee nut syrup, and sweet cream over ice. You guys should try it, but pace yourselves because you will get a heart aneurysm if you drink that whole thing right away.
What is your creative outlet?
I love decorating. That is my outlet. I'll go to the 99-cent only store and buy so many decorations to the point where I need like a whole cart of just decorations. I made like a 6-foot igloo for Christmas. I made an upside down Christmas tree with the Star of Bethlehem at the bottom, and then I built the whole town of Bethlehem underneath it.
Oh, little town
you know, Christmas is end of December, but I'll start decorating like November 1st, just because I want it to be an experience and I want to like live in it. Remember this one time I had like this insane party? I made every room a different theme. So I made like the front room, a slaughter room, the kitchen, like a cartoon, like happy-go-lucky room. The hallways were like hallways with figures that like moved. And then in the den, I made this haunted, like purple neon lights, everything was enclosed in spider webs. And then in the backyard, I made a graveyard. It took me probably like 200 hours to get everything set up. And I remember I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to have the other hallway be like creepy, like vines, like a mansion has like vines coming out at the end and ivy and stuff. And I knew this is so bad, but my neighbor at the time had them and I went at 2 a.m. and took a bunch. I cut them off.
You should be in jail.
But when Halloween was over, I did return them. And I left a little note, thanks for letting me borrow these without consent. Not too proud of that one, but I mean, it happened.
Any other information?
I want to share with you something very personal to me. This is my tattoo. It represents the power in ourselves to do whatever we want and unlock any doors we want. I just felt like that screamed like skeleton key for some reason. Also, I'm obsessed with Zelda. Zelda, you'll see that there's a cross at the end. So I am a believer, and so I think if God doesn't want you there, then the door won't open. My mom cried when I got a tattoo, but luckily for her, I'm allergic to tattoo ink. I found out after I got this tattoo, so I was in the ER the next week because my whole arm turned like yellowish green and it was swelling, and you can actually still see my skin split open. But yeah, I did. Awesome muffler, bro.
Enough. Who the f is Peet Montzingo? Analysis complete.
Thanks for watching, and I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe because I hate it when YouTubers say that. I love you guys.
Bye, have a great time.